Um, well, I'll be speaking to you today about things I've learned in this class and specifically how those things have helped the anxiety that I feel when it comes to public speaking. When I started this class, I was terrified of speaking in front of people. I've had to do it on a few occasions for a few different things, for graduations and things like that. Um, but I was terrified, and unfortunately, that's still true. I don't think that's something you can overcome in just a few short weeks, but I have learned new ways to cope with that through this class. This class has taught me a lot of very valuable information when it comes to public speaking. That information has varied from the basics of communication all the way to ways to attend to your audience and understand how they're feeling. Before this class, I viewed public speaking as a talent, and the very first thing that I learned in the class is that it is not a talent. It's not a talent you're either born with or you're not. It is a skill that some people can be really good at from day one, but it is also a skill that can be learned and perfected over time. And I'm very fortunate that that is the case because I myself know that I need to learn how to, if not perfect it, at least better it, because the position I'm in at work requires me to be able to speak to other people in a professional fashion. And I need ways to not be so anxiety ridden when I do that. Um, I personally do not believe that I was born to move crowds with my voice, but I know now that I can learn to use my voice in ways that will accomplish whatever I'm setting out to do using the things that I've learned in this class. Um, I've learned various things. Like I said, basically, it starts out at the basic models of communication and it goes on from there. Now, the way my brain works is in my brain, I need to understand the basics of something before I can build upon it. As always, how I've worked, I'm a very analytical person. So knowing these the basic understandings of communication and how it works and the different vocabulary words and things that go along with it has really helped me put a name to the fear that I have. And that also goes along with the types of speeches that we've learned about, the informative, persuasive, demonstrative, those types of speeches. They have all helped me um, overcome the anxiety a little bit more. Um, I know now that I need when I need one specific thing to do, I need to choose a specific type of speech and, write it that way and speak that way. And that'll help me better get my point across to someone. Now, the next thing, and I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that the speech anxiety that I have, there's an actual diagnosable thing. It's called communication apprehension. Before I just assumed it was because I did not like talking in front of crowds. I didn't realize that it was something that was actually, had an actual diagnosable name. And we learned about the signs and symptoms of that through this class. And it's all things that I've, you know, dealt with my whole life when it comes to speaking to other people. Um, so, like the sweaty palms and the trembling and the not being able to focus and things like that is stuff that I've always had. But knowing that it's an actual, thing that a lot of people go through has been very beneficial. I understand when those symptoms are coming on that's what it is and it's not something else, and I'm able to calm myself down and cope with it a little better. Um, Another thing that has really helped me is knowing like the layout and how to write speeches out. How they need to start with a thesis statement. They need to have supporting topics for that thesis statement and then a conclusion that kind of restates everything. I've written a lot of papers, and a lot of papers are kind of, formed the same way. And to know that speeches aren't far off from that has really helped me a lot. And then the last thing I think that has really helped is how to analyze an audience, how to go and judge their cues, their body language, and know if what you're saying is really coming across how you want it to come across. It's if you're able to analyze the audience appropriately, it lets you gauge how you're coming across and if they're truly understanding and appreciating what you're saying. That's, I think, one of my biggest fears when it comes to speech anxiety or communication apprehension, whatever, is I don't want to be perceived as something I'm not trying to come across as. I don't want someone to get angry with me and not understand that I'm just trying to tell them something or something like that. So knowing how to analyze an audience has really, really helped calm my nerves a little bit when it comes to speaking in public. Um, so I still might be terrified to speak publicly. I haven't really been in an instance where I've had to do it as of late, um, other than this class, but speeches are a little bit different. So I haven't been in front of a crowd in a while where I've had to speak. Um, but I am more confident in my abilities to do so appropriately when that opportunity arises because of the things I've learned in this class. So I just want to thank you for listening to me today and uh, listening to the things I had to say about what I've learned and how it's really helped me in coping with my speech anxiety. Thank you.